Good morning, Big Brother fans. It is Tuesday, July 17th. The power of veto was yesterday. As those of you that listen to this every day know, I had some recording problems yesterday. Hopefully today goes better. It seems to be recording, so we'll just cross our fingers. So, power veto was held. It was not used. It's either Brett or Winston that are going. It would seem that the former Forte side of the house wants Brett gone. The level 6 side of the house, well, those that aren't nominated, want Winston gone. They want to keep Brett around. So that's what it's going to come down to. And can't tell you for sure how it's going to fall out yet. It's up in the air. Sam is not going to use her power. At least that's what she says. And by the way, everybody now knows about Sam's power, at least to some extent. Caitlyn told the last people that didn't know. Of course, she didn't quite tell it right. She doesn't quite understand it. And so the gist of it is that Scotty knows Sam has a power, but may not know exactly how it works. Sam and Angie Scotty and Angie were talking about it, and they were like thinking that, it means that she can actually just replace someone completely and vote them out. It's like if she's walking out the door, she goes, you know what, I'm not walking out the door, you are, and they leave. But obviously that's not how it works. And word got back to Sam that Caitlyn had done this, and Sam kind of covered her bases a little bit, saying, well, no, it's not quite that. It's a good power, or, it's not, I can't do something like that. But Caitlyn's getting the blame for this. The fact that, she did tell Scotty, but remember, Tyler told most of the house. And actually Tyler told Caitlyn before, long before Sam knew that Tyler told Caitlyn. So Tyler has managed to get by on the fact that he gave the information out. He's managed to survive that little. But Tyler's game right now is not what it was a week ago. Pairing up with Caitlyn really damaged his game last week. I don't think he realized what a wild card she was, and she's pretty shunned by most of the house. They're ready to get rid of her. And I was thinking about this, and I'm thinking, I'm thinking that Caitlyn's going to be one of those names that you talk about, but you never hear about her afterwards. There are lots of house guests that we talked about during their season, and yet we don't ever talk about them anymore. Like, what was it, Amber, right? Was she season 10 or season 8? Season 8 Amber, I think, who was a total train wreck, and we just don't hear about her anymore. They drift off into obscurity because their reputation in the house was not flattering, even though they gave great TV, and we talked about them a lot in the house. I guess, they know that, or they realize that that's all anybody will ever want to talk about, and it's embarrassing to them, and so they just don't ever show up much. Yeah, that's where I'm putting Caitlyn at right now, because she just has no clue the level that she's, as far as her reputation. She's like, I can't believe people didn't think I was the best player in the game, blah, blah. Well, yeah, okay. So, we're still, what it comes to, I don't know who's going to go. I'm thinking that Winston's probably going to get evicted, just because the house was, lopsided. The side of the house that wants Winston gone is the majority. It's going to be a 6-5 vote, or it's going to be 11 votes. So it won't be a tie, but I think that it will be, in the end, it'll be Winston that'll leave. And then the question is, what's going to happen next week? Now that everyone in the house knows that Sam has a power, some in the house are talking about just putting Sam up, knowing that, well, she's got some kind of power, so, she can save herself, or she can do whatever she can do, and, that's that. It'll be interesting to see if that's what happens. It's just, we'll find out. She's also was planning on trying to tell some people that her power is over this week, but I think people won't believe her. I wouldn't believe her. I'd be saying, no, I'm not believing. Especially when two of the people that are still in the house know their powers last for 8 weeks. They have to be thinking, well, why does mine last for 8 weeks and hers only lasts for 4 or for 3? I did go back because I was convinced that there was going to be 4 weeks of this power, of this app. And I went back to watch the reveal when Julie revealed it. And actually, no, it's not. She said, over the next few weeks or something to that effect. She didn't say a number of weeks. She just said, that it would be over time. So it just seems weird that they had 5 different apps and they only used 3 of them. I really expected to use 4 out of the 5. And I just had in my brain that it was 4, I guess. Or maybe, I don't know. Maybe it was the 4 weeks that confused me on the first app. And so I just assumed that the apps would be used up in 4 weeks. That's very possible what it was, too. You know what? That is probably it. Probably when Sam's app was revealed to be good for 4 weeks, I assumed there would be 4 weeks of apps. Kind of like the Battle Back was, or the Hunger Games rewards in Over the Top. It was, so many weeks that we were voting on them for. So, that's where we stand. Obviously, the power of veto is over. I did. One of the note that it was said that Brett may have made fun of Caitlyn a little bit in her spirit stuff, or her, or maybe her uncle or whatever in his power veto speech. Well, we haven't seen those this year. I don't know. Well, I don't remember if we haven't seen all of them, but I know we don't see all of them. So we didn't see the nomination part where Caitlyn accused Winston of being a doctor. So we haven't seen. We probably won't see this nomination, or this power veto thing where Brett kind of made fun of Caitlyn. But maybe we will. I guess it just depends on how much time they have for other stuff, which honestly they may not have much time for power veto stuff when they're going to have so much Caitlyn craziness, literal craziness, and they probably know they've got to milk it because Caitlyn's going to be, you say Caitlyn's going to be gone soon. She may last quite a while. You just never know. So that's what's up. I expect no big drama today, but then again, hey, you know what? I didn't expect much drama yesterday, and Caitlyn kept things going. She also, and I have not seen it, well, she had some moments of craziness. Well, first of all, she told Scotty about the power that Sam has, but she also had some moments of craziness where she just was she's just kind of on edge. And I meant to go back and watch it completely, and I didn't. It was Scott said between 10:45 and 11:30 or something, but somewhere between 10:30 and 11:30 or so, there was stuff going on. Tyler's still trying to extract himself from Caitlyn as far as her, his connection with her. I think he'll come out okay. He still could win it. I just think his game got damaged a lot by his ties with Caitlyn. So I don't think much. Oh, I know. Caitlyn also, I think this was yesterday, said to Tyler something to the effect of, I had a dream and your dad came. Tyler's dad has passed away. He said, your dad came to me in my dream and told me not to trust you. I mean, frankly, I don't even know if she had a dream. But to say that, to basically besmirch, to say that your dad is talking bad about you in my dream just seems really unnecessary. and I don't get the point of it. And so, it's typical. It's Caitlin. It's Caitlin. So that happened. What the heck is going on? You get me for a little bit longer this morning because there's a detour. Yay, detour. But I don't know what else to tell you. I'm kind of at the end of my stuff. Oh, well, here's something to talk about. So this is something to ask you about, and every once in a while when I say things, I do actually get people respond to me on Twitter or whatever in comments. For those of you that choose to, so I do these on Spreaker, SPREAKER.com. That is the site that I use to record these. There's an app that I download to my phone, and you can record it. And then once I'm done, I just type in the title or whatever I want it to be and hit upload, and it uploads it to Spreaker's website and throws out an alert to whatever media you want, whether it's Facebook or Twitter. I don't know if it does Instagram or not, but it does. I know it does. Twitter, that's what I use. So it tweets out my information that, hey, Mike's got a thing, and then people click on that link if they want to, and they can go listen to it at Spreaker.com. And now what I've done in the last month or so is that Spreaker's added more tools that allow you to advertise it on other places like iTunes and TuneIn and Stitcher and Spotify, et cetera, where some of you are listening to this at. And so that's what I do. And a couple of people have said, hey, you should do a Patreon site for this stuff. And it's like, okay, I mean, if people are thinking I should do it because they want to say, here's a buck or two, thank you for doing this, what am I to say no? I have costs. I don't one of the other Big Brother affiliates contacted me yesterday to ask me how being a Big Brother live feed affiliate was going, and frankly, it ain't. The gravy train that was being a Big Brother affiliate for many years back early on, not in the last 4 or 5 years. It's 5 or 6 years even. It's not been so much of a source of income for me. It's more of a keep my head above water as far as the cost, because I have to pay for websites and stuff like that. And as Scott has often said, I own a billion different websites. Not really, but there are costs, and I pay for the this account, this Spreaker thing that I do, and I think it's the $50 level I'm at. So $50 a year I spend on this. So it's not a money. It used to be nice little pocket money that I could spend on, at the end of the run of Big Brother. I could thank my wife for putting up with me for the last few months and say, by the way, we're going to buy this or spend some money on this. And that was how part of the way I justified it. And as far as the live feeds go, that ain't happening anymore. Now, Scott thankfully did start up a Patreon for Big Brother Gossip a couple of years ago, and that has been a nice little thing that's kind of kept it going. But again, same thing, there's costs involved, and obviously we're sharing that, dividing that between us. It's not a one person thing. So anyways, I've drifted off. I'm going to start up a Patreon for this, and there's no intention to charge for it at all. But it's like, well, if you want to, then fine, go sign up and be a patron. I'll do it, and I'll have you, sign up for that and become a patron, and I will thank you profusely for sure. And so I've got the thing set up. I'm trying to figure out the ends part of it, because you have to set up levels and all these things, and I don't even know what to put. What I want to make sure is that it's not a per episode thing. I don't want it, for me. I mean, we do our podcast, so our podcast is a per episode. Big Brother Gossip Show is a per episode podcast. So every episode people have agreed to donate so much to via Patreon. But I don't want to. Oh, man, I'm going to go this way. And I don't want to do that for this thing, because I don't want to think to myself, well, if I only record 5 minutes versus 20 minutes and somebody's actually willing to pay some amount of money every time I do one, that just can't do it. I just want to do a set level, like a per month level, like you're willing to pay this much per month. I'm thinking about 2 people are going to do this. And I only say 2 people because I think at least 2 people have said you ought to do this. So I have faith that they are saying you ought to do this because I'd be willing to chip in. Understand? All right. I have ventured into total rambling, not talking about Big Brother, but this is honest to goodness stuff that I think about and is going on in my mind. So I'm trying to set something like that up. But I'm not going to turn into a plug whore about it either, except for to maybe mention it every once in a while and say, oh, by the way, don't forget, if you want to, you can sign up for this. So that will be coming. The one thing I thought about is in my process of trying to get this super secret guest that I haven't managed to get now. Again, I will tell you about sometime. If I never get it, I will tell you. Is that I figured out how I can record my phone calls using Google Voice. So anybody can get a Google Voice number, and you can direct your Google Voice number at your cell phone. And what you can actually do is, if someone calls your Google Voice number, and you've enabled this feature, you have to go into Google's and enable this feature. But you can enable a feature that when you're talking to someone on Google Voice, only if they've called you. You can't call them because I tested this, so they have to call you. So they call your Google Voice number, and while you're talking to them, if you simply hit the number 4, and it will come over and say it's recording now, and it will record the conversation. And it will send you a transcript, and you can download the recording when you're done. So you can record your call, and my intention is to record. That's why I say the person I plan on, hopefully still I'm going to talk to, will call me, and I will talk to that person on the phone, and then I will throw it into this podcast. My thought was I might try to do something where one of you that listen to this all the time, not necessarily just one, but maybe, someone that's a patron or something, is, hey, you can do a call and we'll talk. Not a regular thing, though, because I don't want to make it, that's the thing, I don't want to make it a regular thing, but kind of once in a while thing, like, hey, here's one of your fellow fans and let's talk. Because, and I have never talked to anybody yet, so I can say this, but because I don't want to have someone say, yes, let me call you, and I get on the call, and it turns out that this person is a nightmare to talk to. And again, I have no one in mind when I'm saying this, but I'm just paranoid about the potential of a call that doesn't go well. And then I'm like, well, okay, I'm going to put this up here. Don't be angry. This is where I overthink things. Right? Are you laughing yet, or are you done listening to me? I'm going to go with the done listening to me angle, and I am approaching my workplace. So I will bid you adieu and wrap it up by saying I don't anticipate much happening today in the house. Then again, I didn't anticipate much happening yesterday. With Caitlin in the house running around, there never seems to be a dull moment. She wants Brett out, but I don't think the majority of the house wants Brett out. I think the majority of the house wants Winston out. Or the majority of the voting population wants to keep Brett around. So I think that's what's going to happen. And we still have 2 days to go. We're only at Tuesday. House guests weren't locked down yesterday. I don't know if they'll get locked down today. It is possible that they'll get locked out of the backyard today, and then they'll have to just hang around inside the house. Don't know for sure. Okay, I'm done rambling. I'm done talking. It is 20 minutes of this. All right. And it's still recording, so that's a good sign. So you don't have to hear a second one of these from me. Thanks for listening, everybody. Thank you for whatever medium you're listening on. And you guys have a good day. And unless something really strange happens, you won't hear from me again until tomorrow. All right? See you later.